So I'm here with Emma Heiner. She's a good friend of mine, and we're here to talk about her book a little bit. So Emma, tell us about your book. Tell us about you.
So I'm Emma. I'm 30 years old. And when I was around 9 years old, I developed an autoimmune disease called systemic scleroderma. And that totally changed my life. It shifted everything in a very initially negative way and didn't really cope well with it until my 20s, which is when I felt like I need to make a difference. I need to do something with my life.
How did you, when you say you didn't cope well with it, like what were some of your challenges?
I was so young when it happened, and it just affected every single aspect of life. So everything that I once knew, everything that I once liked, one by one they went away. I had to quit all the sports I was in. I had to quit the lessons I was taking. I ended up losing my friends. I lost career opportunities, and it just kind of declined. And I wasn't really processing or dealing with it because I was so young, and I just wanted to avoid it. So I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to talk about it. So I just kept it all inside for way too long, and just it ate away at me and made for a very dark place in my mind.
It's like it just destroyed your life. All your hopes, everything.
Yep.
Wow. So tell us about how this book came about, because you talk about this.
So I was in that dark place and had prayed and said, what am I supposed to do about this? Because I can't keep going this way. And God inspired me to write, and the purpose was to find the benefits. What am I learning? What do I understand now that I didn't before? What makes me happy? Just what's the good in life?
How long was this process that you were writing your thoughts and your feelings and your...
6 years.
6 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah, 6 years is a long time. I know.
Yeah.
It took me a couple years to write what I wrote, and it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
So what kept you motivated? What kept you going?
My theme for a long time was one step at a time, one day at a time. And so it was just about trying to keep going because I had to do something, and I didn't feel like I was in a good place yet. And so it was like, let's just keep writing, let's keep writing. And then I brought my family in and had them read it. And then I'm editing it with them, and then I'm editing it by myself again. And so it was just this going back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did this do for you when you finally got all this out of you in writing?
It was totally different because my perspective shifted. Before, I was only focusing on the bad. I only saw what was wrong, and I just lived in that headspace constantly. But with this writing and finding the good, I all of a sudden was in this really good mindset of here's all the beauty, and then I'm looking for the good as I'm going through life. So it was a total perspective shift, and it taught me how to find the good.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's a habit. We say all the time that happiness is a choice, and it is, but I feel like it's also a muscle. You have to learn how to be happy and how to find the good. It's not just going to happen on its own. So this was like a muscle building experience of finding how to be happy.
Yeah, your struggles, your trials in life, the health issues, they didn't change.
No, not at all.
Not at all. You still struggle like always, but because of this exercise that you did here, it's giving you a different perspective.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
For sure.
Yeah. So if somebody was to see this book and read it, what would you want it to say?
I mean, I don't necessarily want people to focus on me. I didn't write this so that people would say, oh, you're so strong, or you're so great, or look at what you went through. I want people to read this and find inspiration for their own lives. I want them to be inspired to find their own strength and their own lessons, and to say, if Emma can do it, so can I. If Emma can find happiness, so can I.
I know that you are a modest person, but I know a lot of people have read this book. What have they said? What have they shared with you?
Yeah, I know a lot of people have said that they appreciate the vulnerability and just the honesty. I had one person who actually was not a spiritual person, didn't believe in God, but he was like, I appreciated that you were just so raw, but you weren't looking for attention. It wasn't like everybody feel bad for me. It's just like more matter of fact and more just honest without like feeling bad for myself.
Yes, yes, yes. I talked with some people about your book. Some of them said they couldn't hardly keep reading it because they just could not believe the trial that you'd gone through and that you were able to overcome all these things. It's an example. It's an example to a lot of people that, like you said, you can overcome things. And I think you mentioned about your faith in Christ, how that grew and how that helped you. And that, yeah. So you have this on our platform now. Tell us a little bit about that. What do you hope to see with that? What drew you to Emerging Bookshelf?
So I initially published on Amazon, and it's a great platform and I liked it a lot, but it's more up to me. Like you just publish it and then it kind of sits there. And I felt like it got lost in the website and it wasn't really doing much. And so then I talked to you and you told me about your company, and it just felt like it was more personal and more interactive and more beneficial for me, where I'm still doing publicity for it, but I'm not alone. Which Amazon, I'm completely alone. And so I appreciated the team effort. I appreciated the quality of the book. I feel like is better a little bit than Amazon. And so I just love that idea of being able to share my story and not be lost in it and not do it by myself.
Yeah, good. That's great. I'm glad we can work together on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.